Hi, my name is David Golphin, and this will be a presentation on the Stagville Plantation, a plantation, legacy, and memory. Introduction and background of the Stagville Plantation. The Stagville Plantation was one of the largest and most powerful plantation complexes in North Carolina before the Civil War. At its height in the 1860s, the Benahan and Cameron family controlled more than 30,000 acres of land and enslaved over 1,000 African Americans across Durham, Orange, and Granville counties in North Carolina. This made it not only a massive agricultural enterprise, but also a symbol of the economic and social system built on slavery in the American South. This massive operation was built entirely through the forced labor of enslaved people whose work sustained the family's fortune and social power. Some of the key structures of the Stagville Plantation. The main house at the Stagville Plantation, built around 1799, served as the home of Richard Benahan and later the Cameron family. It reflects the wealth and status the plantation owners accumulated through slavery and agriculture. Today, the Benahan House stands preserved as a reminder of both the architectural heritage and the human cost behind it. Lives of the enslaved people at Stagville. The Horton Grove quarters, constructed around 1851, housed enslaved families who lived and worked on the plantation. These two-story brick structures are among the best preserved examples of slave dwellings in the American South. Interpreters at, at Stagville use these buildings to share the personal stories, labor, and culture of the enslaved people who built and maintained the plantation. At Stagville, enslaved men, women, and children performed agricultural labor such as growing tobacco, wheat, and corn. Others worked as blacksmiths, carpenters, cooks, and household servants, all contributing to the plantation's success. Despite the harsh conditions, enslaved people built families, practiced faith traditions, and resisted oppression through acts of resilience and survival. Some enslaved people lived in multi generational groups and passed down stories, skills, and crafts that influenced African American culture in North Carolina. The significance of the Stagville Plantation. The Stagville Plantation is historically significant for the large, self-sustaining community of enslaved people who lived there. Stagville was the center of a vast agricultural empire that produced cash crops such as tobacco, wheat, corn, and cotton, which were essential to North Carolina's antebellum economy. The plantation's success depended entirely on the forced labor of enslaved people, who performed every aspect of the work from their field labor and livestock care to blacksmithing, carpentry, and domestic service. The plantation's enormous size and productivity reflected how slavery fueled both local and regional wealth. The historic location challenges us to remember not only the economic systems of slavery, but the human stories, the enslavement, the resistance, the survival, and the descendants. Emancipation and life after slavery. After the Civil War ended, brought both opportunities and challenges for Stagville's formerly enslaved people. Many remained in the region, working as sharecroppers or laborers while forming independent communities. Today, the descendants of these families still live nearby and participate in programs that honor their ancestors' lives and legacies. Historic Stagville. Historic Stagville is one of North Carolina's most significant historical sites, representing both immense wealth and deep justice. Once one of the largest plantations in the state, it preserves the land and buildings where hundreds of enslaved African Americans lived and worked. Today, it stands as a place of education and remembrance, helping visitors confront the realities of slavery and honor the resilience of those who endured it. Historic Stagville is a state historic site located in Durham County, North Carolina. The site preserves about 165 acres of the original plantation owned by the Benahan and Cameron families. It includes several historic buildings, archaeological sites, and educational exhibits that explore the history of slavery and plantation life in the 18th and 19th century. Historic Stagville offers tours, workshops, and community events that focus on African American history and the memory of slavery. Educational programs aim to connect visitors emotionally and intellectually with the experience of enslaved people. Through descendant engagement and public storytelling, the site encourages conversations about race, history, and healing. And in conclusion, The Stagville Plantation was significant because it represented the economic engine of slavery in North Carolina, the scale of human exploitation that supported Southern wealth, and the complex of the lives of the enslaved people who lived, worked, and resisted there. It serves as a powerful historical example of how slavery shaped not only plantations, but the entire fabric of American society. Historic Stackville is significant because it's a living reminder of the history of slavery in North Carolina and the United States. It stands as both a memorial to the enslaved people who lived there and a classroom for those seeking to understand America's complex past. Its preservation ensures that the truth of slavery will never be forgotten. Source, and thank you for your time.